out there. This is Archbishop Dr. Kiefer Ben Israel on your tune, on your dial, on the Restream platform. That means that I'm on YouTube. That means I'm on Periscope, Twitter, Facebook Live, and that I'm on Twitch. It's been an interesting day today. I've purposely been quiet today. Not that I'm really that vocal. Any other excuse me, any other time about a lot of different things, but I've been very, very quiet today, observing the world, observing circumstances and situations, and checking things out. And here I am tonight. I want to talk to everybody. There's been an uproar in the community about Nick Cannon. It's really a trip because the same uproar was given with Deshaun Jackson, wide receiver of the Philadelphia Eagles, NFL team, NFL football team, professional team, and their views as far as what they've been saying about uh, black and brown people and how they've come out with the notion of the black people being the original Jews and so on like that. And these are some anti-Semitic comments. I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk a little bit about attitude in the black community and our support for leadership and also our support for people in general. So we're going to talk a little bit about some stuff. So that means I might be up here for a little while, wrapping the news with you guys about some different things and so on like that. But I want to talk directly because most of my crowd, most of the people that do watch me and listen to me are spiritual. Most of them are in the church. A lot of them are awakened to the Messianic truths and so on like that because I am a teacher of the Messianic truth. A lot of people like to call it the Hebrew roots or whatever you want to call it. I like to call it the Messianic truth. And one thing about the Messianic truth is with that I don't know too many people in the Messianic truth that are trying to promote hate or promote discord amongst people and so on like that. Now we're talking about the real Messianic truth people. Okay, there's a difference in every community. Even in the Christian community, you have some people that propagate or put out false information when it comes down to Christ or their version of Christ. The book of Galatians, the third chapter, talks about that particular thing, that particular subject, where it says, "O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you and brought another Christ unto you," or Mashiach or Messiah. When people don't have correct information of words, correct information of history, correct information, period, of things, they tend to say, excuse me, I'm sorry, they tend to say a lot of things that are truly off balance. And because there's a popular vote out here, there's a group of people, black or white, that want to fit in, if you will, or because they want to sound politically right all the time. If you defend or you come spiritually with facts that can defute any physical facts or any made up facts, I should say, because a lot of facts that that we go off of are not actually physical. They're actually made up from other facts. So I want to say that real strongly. A lot of the facts that we get out here are not facts that are made from actual historical facts, but they're made from made up facts. But anytime that you stand for something that's right, there's always going to be an open door of criticism. A lot of the bigger media companies, etc., don't want to mess with certain topics and certain subjects, and they don't. They make it clear that they don't want to talk about those things. That's one of the reasons why you can go on social media and have high numbers when you stir up a lot of things, but you get low numbers when you try to bring um, good things to people. You try to. And then that brings us into the black and brown communities. Now I'm speaking mainly to you spiritually minded people, most of you that claim to be Christian. And this ain't gonna be no good thing what I'm gonna say. But it's been a long time coming. Not so much as from my mouth, but a lot of people have been talking about it. But there's two topics in the Christian world or in the spiritual world that don't receive a lot of airplay and don't receive a lot of nothing. And that is the use and the abuse of men and women in the body, the use and abuse of leadership in the body. And then today we get the news circulating and going viral about Nick Cannon. I'm gonna really break this thing down for you guys as to what's really going on and what media has done to it's really sad that this country, the United States, because I know there's people watching me from other countries also. But in the United States, everybody came in one, and you started uniting over the George Floyd murder that was obviously on television. We could agree with that because we saw a man being murdered, a life being taken out of him on national television. We didn't have a problem uniting with that. We even had our white brothers and sisters coming together with us to talk about the atrocities of the African American community and what we've experienced for thousands of years, not just hundreds of years, but thousands of years. And one of those things that has happened in this process, I know for the United States and the 401 plus years of slavery, whether it be physical slavery or mental slavery to black and brown people, is the ostracizing and separating of our black men and black women. Whenever there is a successful black man, and this never fails, when there is a successful black man, we have been forced to subside our success, our knowledge, and everything else to everybody else except for the black woman. Point blank. Black women have now been prepped, schooled. I mean, you name it, they've had it done to them. I mean, as far as abuse is concerned, nobody has suffered more than the black woman. But she has always been the target of programism with white people. And in this world of mixed couples, there is an answer and a solution to this, and it's really simple: divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. If the powers to be can keep us fighting each other and keep the understanding from going at, we got a lot of men that will side with women on the fact that women need to be treated better, and then you have a lot of men that say women need to stop being full of crap. This is a systematic order, people. A systematic order to keep separation. I mean, it's really sad to say this stuff, and I didn't hear totally what Nick Cannon said today because I have ministry work to do. I'm a very busy man. I'm an archbishop. I'm a chief apostle, so I spend my time being productive in that area. I just heard bits and pieces, and I catch what a lot of people catch on media and etc. And depending on what Nick Cannon said, I don't see anything wrong with him bringing out the facts of the truth of who the true Hebrew Israelites and who the true, what they say, Jews. And let me explain something to people. If we're just talking about Jews, then we're only talking about one sector of Messiah and the tribe of Israel, because there were 12 tribes. Yehuda, Judah, was only one. Okay, there were only one. And if people are in debate about true Hebrew Israelites and whether they're black, white, whatever the case may be, then obviously these people are not reading the Bible. as far as the description of the people of the land of Israel. Now that's about all I'm going to say on that, because that's not even a topic that's worth debating about, because it's pretty obvious who is who. Now it's up to people whether they want to receive it or not. If you don't, that's fine. People like myself who are Messianic leaders, I don't have any problem with the Zionist Jews, which those are the white Jews, as people like to call them. I don't have no problem with them. We know that they stand with us in numerous battles. We stand with them in numerous battles. The debate is not white or black. The debate is who believes in Messiah. That's the real debate right there, and that's being overshadowed in a lot of these arguments about who the Messiah is, who is it, what was his purpose. You know, the Bible tells us in John, Messiah said, "I am the way, the truth, and the light. No one comes unto the Father unless by me." I don't hear anybody arguing that fact, but they're arguing about who was what and skin color and all this other stuff. And in every race, you're going to have light skin, you're going to have darker skin. Even in the Caucasian race, you're going to have that. So that really doesn't matter. That argument is a diversion to not talk about the oppression and depression of people. It's always been my belief, and I didn't believe this up until recently, until I experienced it for myself, that the black woman has always been used to discredit the black man. I've always said that. This is not anything new. I'm not speaking something on a personal level. I'm speaking something on a real level. Because when I look at the systems that are out here, and I look at the people that are used to down folks in the system, it always is an internal thing. I don't think that there's a lot of good black men out here. I mean, I could sit here and talk about the negative black men and negative black women, but I'm going to say there's a lot of good black brothers out here that are striving for excellence and are doing what they can to be better than what our oppressors have laid us out to be. In the Jim Crow letter, you know, it gave strategy on how to cause division in our community and how to make us, fight one another, and it's worked point blank. Um, man, we can go into history and just talk about this stuff all the time, and it's just incredible. But now there's some real sisters out there, and I want to give props and kudos to the real sisters out there that are putting out a positive message out there about about positive black brothers. Then it brings to my mind Proverbs 31. That type of woman, a woman that built her house and built it on the foundation of truth, and built it by lifting up her husband and lifting up her children, etc., and so on like that. So part of the divide that we're seeing out here today is the separation of the black male from the home. He's not included in the picture. When you go to these social service places, some people call them DHS or Child Protective Service or whatever you want to call them, part of their plan is to separate the female and the male. That's part of their plan. And if they can keep separation in that way, there's no balance in the home, because the home has to have both parents, the father, the mother. You know, that's how the children are regulated. That's how everybody is touted and so on like that. But there's been a separation. And whether it's through religion or whether it's through economics, the fact of the matter is that we've been separated. Sad to say that most black men are not looked upon in a positive light. We're looked upon as drug addicts, bums. We're even looked upon as, living off women and all these other things and so on like that. Everybody, in every race of people, in every culture, I should say in every culture, because there's only one race, which is called the human race. Okay? But in every culture of people, You're going to have the good people, you're going to have the bad people. You're going to have the successful ones, and you're going to have the bad ones. There's no difference. But the systematic separation of the black home is very obvious. I don't know if I'm going to start a stir or not. Some people might not even care about what I'm saying. But it's a known fact. It's just a known fact that the separation is inevitable. And if you can keep the black unit from coming together, it keeps us from being strengthened. I don't care how much you go to church, how spiritual you supposed to be, and you speak in tongues, and you do this and you do that, but the separation of the home is very obvious. And when you have strong black men that approach the weaker sisters, because the Bible plainly says that there are silly women out there that are weak-willed, etc., etc. That's just facts. You get someone of strength to come to these weaker vesseled women. Then we find out they have already been souped up by religious promises, religious lies, if you will, that they are better than, and that they can do it all by themselves, and that they are so this and so that. When it was plain in the first book of the Bible, the first recorded book of the 66 books of the Bible, because we can go deeper than 66, but in the book of Genesis, it plainly tells us that man shall not live alone. Should not live alone. The woman was made for the man, made to be a spouse to the man. They are made to be a unit. Now, when it comes down to equality and things like that, that's something that we picked up later on down the road beyond Adam and Eve. That's something that we picked up later on down the road. Everybody wanted to be equal with each other, but don't understand the pressure and the pain of being the leader of the pack. And it's caused, men like myself to have to take a second look and take a back seat to actually what's really going on out here in society. And then I hear this thing with Nick Cannon, and then I've seen the other day this thing with Deshaun Jackson. And it's a crying shame that people are being silenced for speaking what they feel is right. Whether you agree with him or not, that's not even the issue. But they've been silenced for speaking. There is no comparison between the white Zionist Jews and the black Hebrew Israelites, or the black Jews, or so on. There is no comparison there. And I have not heard any narrative where there is a comparison. All I've heard is the darker skinned brothers and sisters stand up and say, wait a minute now, what about our oppression? That's what I've heard. But we jump on the bandwagon of Black Lives Matter with no issue. The white folks, the brown folks, the Latino, everybody jumps on the bandwagon with Black Lives Matter. But when it comes down to the honest biblical efforts of the black Hebrew Israelites, then that doesn't even matter. We just throw that to the ground. And in our homes, we are systematically being taken out. I'm talking about the black males. We're systematically being taken out, and we've lost our identity. And people want us to believe that we're nothing, that we don't mean anything. So they use our women against us to push an argument per se. Now, I'm not speaking about the real sisters. Again, like I said before, there's some real sisters out there that stand by the black men, and no matter what, they're going to do it the right way. And because we're the most oppressed people on the planet. When it comes down to economics, jobs, everything, we're the most oppressed people on the planet. It's not just a United States thing; it's a world thing. I don't know what it is about people when they see black skin, when they see brown skin, they automatically get intimidated when they see that we are able to articulate words in a proper manner, or we're able to dress in a certain way. We have these platforms. That's the reason why I have my own platform, and I don't look for other people to give me a platform. A lot of people have been inviting me to their platforms lately, and I just made a conscious decision not to accept any invitations of any platform whatsoever, because until I can voice out what I need to voice out. I don't need to join other people on certain things because we know where this thing is going. It's going to exert censorship. People are going to be censored for their freedom of speech because they're talking about the wrong subjects. It's all right if we fight amongst each other. We can talk junk about each other. We can even talk junk about white people and all this other stuff. But heaven forbid we talk about identity and culture and what they have done to us in identity and culture. It's sad. It's really sad. You know, I wish I had an open dialogue because I already know that this video right here is not receiving a whole lot of play. It may reach certain people, but it's not going to reach everybody because everybody doesn't want to hear what I have to say about this, let alone the spiritual aspects of it, because we're so dumb and we continue to want to be dumb. We don't want to be smart in no area whatsoever. We just want to be dumb in all areas, and we want to lick Master's feet and take the little bits, kibbles and bits that he's thrown out there to us. Malcolm X continuously told us the dangers of accepting what white America was giving us and the perception that they've put out there about us, the acceptance of what they want us to have. I mean, they kept telling us this stuff. Even Martin Luther King Jr. in his latter days, right before he was assassinated, woke up to this fact because he talked about the riots and he said that rioting is the voice of the unheard. But this is not publicized in any way because people don't want you to know that these folks started getting tired of the joke, the comic relief, because that's exactly what it's been. It's been a comic relief. And we have been systematically separated from our queens. Our queens have not looked at us as kings, and God knows how long. God knows how long they have not looked at us as kings. Now, I'm an archbishop. You would figure that would mean something in the annals of rank and in the annals of the body of Messiah. But I've run into other black people that don't give a squat about my position and have disrespected me on every hand. And the sisters ought to be standing up, defending me and so on like that. But in other words, but I catch people jumping on the bandwagon. People who try to dig up your past and try to dig up things about you that are not true. Some things may be true, but most things are not true. And try to put you in a position of the spoiler, of the bad guy. And don't look at the reemergence of intelligence in any type of way. And it's just it's incredible what we have seen out here, and it's wild. It's really wild. Getting ready to put this up because I want some of the brothers and sisters to talk to me. So yeah, we have a systematic problem going on out here that sad to say people are falling for, and by the time we wake up, it may be too late. And that's the sad part about it. It may be a little bit too late by the time we wake up and we start understanding the whole dynamic of people causing calamity and confusion in our black community, so that we'll destroy ourselves from within. Later, for the we're taking our minds off of the real focus. I say that if we push to change the 13th Amendment, we'll see a lot of change. And then we'll have people that have good sense, that understand the change, that will make the change. I mean, point blank. So, where is that at? Where is that at? It's sad. I'm just shaking my head because we've lost the focus. We've totally lost the focus. And the separation of our homes is okay. And a lot of this stuff is done through the church. The church leaders ought to be ashamed of themselves, the stuff that they're putting out there and the propaganda they're putting out there. Because who is the dynamic? Who's the demographic that you guys look to for as far as finances are concerned? The women, the black women at that. You'll talk junk about their husbands, their brothers, their cousins, and their dads. Put them down every which way you can think of to elevate the position of these black females as dominant and in charge. That's not the biblical way. That's not a Proverbs 31 woman. So everybody wants to quote the Proverbs 31 so much, but that's not the way of the Proverbs 31 woman. But that is a systematic situation to separate our homes and to cause issues between the male and the female. Point blank. Can't get no other dialogue with that, and I don't expect a lot of people to jump up and down and be whatever. And for those of you that are watching me on Facebook, if you're putting comments up, I won't be able to see those comments until after I get off the video. But I can speak for my own ministry and the things that have happened with this ministry in the past, 6-7 years. I've had a lot of females come into this ministry and get upset with me, and most of them got upset with me because they couldn't date me, first of all. And then, second of all, they got upset with me because they had already had this mindset that you're not going to tell me what to do, and that's a bad mindset to have, whether you're male or female. It just so happens that I've been running into a lot of females with that attitude and spirit lately. It's been pathetic. It's been very pathetic. People say they want to hear what the Lord is saying. Folks only want to hear what the Lord is saying as long as it makes them feel good. I'm just going to tell it all and just strip it all. If you're prophesying and you're saying things to people that make them feel good and encourage them, that agrees with them, they're all on board with you. But the minute that you reveal something that is spiritually correct, that does not feel good, there's the open rebuke session. Hello, somebody. The open rebuke session, and everybody's against you, and all of a sudden you're just not right, and that you got a spirit on you, and so on like that. Later for this mess, people. I've been in ministry for 34 plus years, and I've seen this game so many times, and I've been playing this game so many times. It's really sad. Divide and conquer. The system, that's one of the reasons why John the Revelator was instructed in Revelation, the 12th chapter, and I get it now, when he said, "Come out of her, the great whore Babylon," the mystery of the great whore Babylon, which is the governmental system. This system has poisoned our culture so bad that we're fighting each other. This system has poisoned us so bad, and we're having debates about us as a people with us. I think that is really sad. I mean, this argument should never be given flight or power, but it is, because we got idiots out here that fall for the okie doke. And I'm not talking about, and I know that there's mixed black people, mixed white people, whatever you want to call them. Point is that your black blood is being discriminated against, and we're being told not to be black. I don't hear too many people talking about that, even in the church world, especially in the church world, because we're imitating our white brothers and sisters. And then when someone comes up and says, "Hey, I'm a Hebrew," you can't be a Hebrew, because that's a selective group. I don't have time to go over the history, and I'm not going to take time to go over the history, because I could show people the validity of the dark skinned Hebrew. But it's okay. We just got to play the game. We got to play this game. And I'm gonna say this to all these brothers out here that got a strong leg. Don't give up. Trouble don't last always. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Right now my staff, I really don't have much of a staff. I have Heather Harris is our head of administration and different things like that. Um, I've got two different guys that are bishop elects, and then I got a truckload of women working with me. And no offense to any of them, but I mean, where are the men? Where are the real men at? And where are the real ideas? Where are the real trendsetters and difference makers? Where are they at? Don't we get tired of seeing men in ministry and there's women subordinate, and then all of a sudden the women leave the men, start their own ministries, and become whatever themselves? It's one thing when the Spirit is led this and there's a collaboration, but it's another thing when this is always the case and you don't see no difference. I'm seeing it quite a bit. You would figure at my level of ministry, you wouldn't see it, and you would see a lot of respect, but I don't see that. I see a lot of disrespect. I see a lot of, oh, you're not on national TV, disrespect, that kind of stuff. We don't want to hear what you got to say because you're just speaking propaganda and not speaking whatever. It takes a village to make a kingdom, y'all. And we just got to come together and realize that this thing, that people are trying to destroy us from within. It's sad, but it's true. People are trying to destroy us from within. And we got to, I don't care if you spiritual or you're not spiritual. Wake up and realize the diabolical plan that's going on. They want you to be ashamed of who you are. You're doing a damn good job with it. Because I'm seeing more within fighting within us than anything else. I'm seeing that on a major level. I mean, people like myself should be supported endlessly. Should be supported endlessly, but instead we're disregarded. Doesn't matter what we say. We're just disregarded. We're not big enough. We don't have the stroke, if you will. It's sad. It's really sad. It's frustrating for a leader like myself and for other people that are in this. Um, telling you, it's sad. It's just really sad. It's really sad. I don't, for once in my life, I'm just so moved because it's just, I see the diabolical plan, the destruction. And again, we're falling for it. Just in the wake of what has happened with Black Lives Matter and all these different killings in the forefront, here we go again. The attention is shifted on negativity and they call it positivity. We fell for it again. We fell for the okie doke again. We took our eyes off the ball, and now here we go running again to media mess and garbage. We falling for it. One thing I will agree with President Donald Trump about is that yeah, the news is fake. There's fake news out there, and they've taken their own narrative and twisted things and flipped things, and now here we are with our oppressors agreeing with them and destroying our homes. I think it's sad. I think it's really sad, and we get away with it. I mean, they get away with it because we give them the opportunity to do it. We give them the opportunity to do it. No support of our black homes whatsoever. No support of our black males. No support of our black women. But when white people support us, then we feel like we've arrived. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. One thing that the COVID-19 thing has done is that it's exposed the terrible health care of black people. We have always been on the bottom of the barrel when it comes to health care. But I don't hear too many people talking about that. Let's get a coalition together to improve the health care of the black community, et cetera, and so on like that, because they don't really give a damn, y'all. We're not a priority to a lot of people. Yeah, we make noise and people hear us. They want us to dance and shout, sing. They want us to play basketball, football, etc. But heaven forbid we sit on the seat of authority and power and make real change and make a real difference. Yeah, this is not a really good video. I don't have anything spectacular to say. I'm just shaking my head and just watching this stuff unfold. It's incredible. And then no one is really standing up and defending truth, but they want to jump, all over Nick Cannon and Deshaun Jackson about because they talked about the black man being the real Jew or Hebrew Israelite, if you will. Yeah, I mean, come on, people. What about the spiritual morality in this thing? What about the moral dysfunction that we're seeing in our communities that needs to be built back up? We need leaders. We need people of positivity to look up to. But yet, and I've said this in many different circles, and I'm going to say it right here on this platform, that the new word for abuse is truth. There's a lot of people I've run into that cannot handle truth, and they're like, oh, you're abusing me because you're not being responsible and you're being called out on your lack of responsibility. Hello, somebody. You're being called out on the lack of responsibility and your lack of role of leadership in your community and the headship that you're supposed to be in. You're not doing it. I'm talking to these men. You sit back here and you allow everybody else to lead your family. You allow everybody else to lead your family. I don't care if a woman is kicking and screaming, whatever. You are her head, and you should be leading her into the promised land. If she don't want to go, fine, don't force her. But you need to be standing in position to be able to do that. But instead, we've conformed to the identification of the world, and the world has made us look foolish. Point blank. My spirit man is just crying out, and I'm like, wow. And then in the church world, the only thing we want to do is fight over positions, and whoever has the better advertisement. It's incredible. It's just incredible. And no matter how much you do videos on this or you bring out documentaries, it's good for the moment. We start crying for the little bit of time, the few months, the few days, however long it lasts, and then we just sit back and let it go back to the norm. I'm proud to be a black man. I'm proud of my blackness. I'm proud of my heritage. I myself claim the heritage of the Hebrew Israelite, and I'm very proud of that. I stand by the echelon of the Shalom and all the different things that we believe in, the Ruach HaKodesh. I believe in the power of Mashiach, which in the English they say Christ. I don't back down from that. And I'm urging you, brothers, not to back down off of who you are. We don't get a lot of people encouraging other brothers, but I'm encouraging you today, tonight, for this short time that I'm on, and I'm going to keep on using this platform to encourage my brothers because we need to take a stand. We need to get more intelligent. We need to get more marketable. We need to get more desirable. So what if one person don't want to be bothered with you? No big deal. You get your act together and you be that reasonable person and become that strong man, that definite man. Hello, somebody. Everybody ain't always going to agree with you, and you got to realize that our sisters are being poisoned with this garbage that you're not supposed to be a strong man. There's somewhere in there that you got to be weak. Well, I'm not going to stand down and not going to be weak. I'm going to be strong and keep on speaking truth no matter what. No matter what. Got to be selective of your words, you know what I'm saying? That people censor you and so on like that, I'm not worried about which platform censors me or anything like that. It should let all of this go through. Because I ain't doing nothing but encouraging my brothers and waking up my sisters. Every time we get close to getting something reformed, or we get close to getting attention towards things that make a difference, here comes something silly down the pipe to just throw the bomb at everything. And all of a sudden now we shift our attention on that. And then the problems are still out there and we can't even get nothing solved because nobody cares about what it is our agenda is, because they want to make our own, they want to turn our positive narrative into a negative narrative. And then all of a sudden we got each other fighting each other within our own culture. What a plan. What a diabolical plan. I'm telling you, Satan is so slick on this plan. Fighting each other. Isolation. I myself have been isolated from my own people half the time that don't want to hear what I have to say. I have a message and I have a word that is very plausible. I have tremendous knowledge. I have tremendous wisdom. But it's clouded by negative light. The things that people have said negative about me has kept my platform from excelling or elevating. Which it doesn't bother me because, people are going to say what they want to say. They're going to say little hidden things and so on like that. One thing that I can say, I've never been a murderer, rapist, or a child molester. Never. I've been someone that argues. I've been someone that establishes his claim, that puts his foot down, and all those things. But I'm not a daggone murderer. I'm not a rapist. I'm not a child molester. I've even heard people try to say that. Whatever narrative that they can spin on you on a negative tip, and then people grab a hold to that because we in nature, and speaking about black folks, we in nature grab onto the garbage. We never grab onto the positive things. We always grab onto the garbage. And we'll believe the negativity of another brother or sister before we see the positivity and the moves and the attributes of them that are going forward. We love to get into the narrative of the negative. Massa is feeding us. So you better not say nothing against Massa. As long as Massa is giving us a dollar or two, people got that stimulus check. People was going crazy over that stimulus check. What in the hell are you going crazy over? Because you're going to pay that money back one way or the other. Now they're talking about second stimulus, and everybody's running around spreading rumors about when the second stimulus is going to be here. My goodness, y'all want something for nothing. You don't want to earn nothing. You don't want to earn a thing. You want somebody to give you something. You ain't put in no type of work nowhere, but you want something. Just because your name was on a tax return, now you're qualified for a stimulus check. Oh my goodness, people, how stupid can we be? These people giving us stuff and keeping us obligated now as we did this for them. We did this for them. Let me say it again. We did this for them. Our churches ain't no further than what they are. The people that we look up to in the church world are entertainers. Entertainers. The prophecies that we receive are false prophecies, but because they sound good, we go right along with it, and we're just like, okay, I'm just going to chime into that. I'm good with it. People, here we go again. We're on the brink of failing again. And we just do that quite often. So nobody's worried about what we as black and brown people are thinking about, because we screw it up every time. We screw it up every time. Just when we get that close to really making a difference or getting heard in a way that we need to be heard, here comes something of non-importance and something that just is silly, and we just get sunk by that. We get sunk by it again. And then again, like I said, COVID-19 is going on. We forgot all about that. We forget about the most vulnerable people that are in COVID-19. They're black and brown. Why? Because we are now being exposed as if we haven't been exposed before, but we are now being exposed as having the worst health care of any culture of people on the planet. Talk about that. Why can't we send some doctors, some solutions into that in our community to help us to prepare, to retrain, re-educate ourselves as into what to do to keep ourselves healthy? But now they'll send us to the barbecue pit and to all these other places that we ain't got no business going, and would just kill us through food, kill us through food, kill us through attitude, kill us in our churches. It's a very great plan, and we have yet to wake up to it because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And then we sit back here and say that, oh, God's children, oh, God loves everybody. God's children, black, white, yellow, brown, and white. Really? Don't seem like that on the system level, does it? Because nobody's acknowledging that. The only reason anybody ever, said much about George Floyd is because it went viral on national television, YouTube, and everywhere else. Yeah, it went viral. It was caught on film, so nobody had no other choice but to feel sorry. It's like, oh my God. Now they want to take the narrative and spin the narrative down and say that, oh, white people get abused too. It's not about white people getting abused. This is about what black people have been going through for hundreds and thousands of years, all the way back to the time of Jesus. Racism all in the Bible. And to you little stupid preachers that keep on saying that race is not in the Bible, man, shut up. Because obviously you are not a true theologian, and you definitely don't know nothing about history, because there was racism all in the Bible, and then some. Come on, man. Jesus went through it. It said what good thing could come from Nazareth, because he was a dark-skinned Hebrew. Are we forgetting that fact? Are we forgetting that fact? Or we don't want to accept that narrative? And we want everybody to spin it every which way but right. And we want to be right all by ourselves, to ourselves. It's incredible, man. It's just incredible. We're destroying ourselves, black and brown people, because we're allowing the media and all these other outlets to spin our stories and downplay some things. I give P. Diddy a lot of credit with the Revolt channel that he has on cable network, because it's for black folks, black news, things that we don't normally hear. There's a new black network on iHeartRadio that I totally promote. I mean, I promote these people that are pushing beyond the negativity of our people and the light of folks of our race. I really commend that, because here we go again, another narrative being spun, and then it takes the attention off of what's really going on. We're in the crisis with COVID-19, and for all you people out here that want to talk about conspiracy theories and stuff like that, that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to spin the narrative that this vaccine is going to be so terrible. I keep on hearing, oh, the mark of the beast. You guys wouldn't know the mark of the beast if it came by and bit you in its face. You're not even into the biblical revelation of that. Because if you were in the biblical revelation of that, you would be in the book of Revelation, Daniel, Ezekiel, and the book of Enoch. And you would be deciphering it as such. But some of you don't even have that knowledge, and I'm tired of sitting here giving you credit when you don't even deserve it with your unknowledgeable self. You can't even talk about spiritual things because you're so negative. Yeah, I'm letting loose right now because I'm tired. I'm really tired of watching it. I myself that have earned my way to the top, that have earned my way in circles to preach and teach. Some of y'all ain't did nothing to get there, because you could sing a little something, you could hoop and holler. All of a sudden now people are supporting you. And then you send these negative, broken people into our ministries to destroy what we're trying to accomplish. Broken people can come into a ministry and pull down a vision real quick, real fast. And if you don't take the reins and start pulling them and start doing the right things with them, it's always going to be a negative. You will never be heard. And when you're heard on the flip side because you don't have an objective. I was married, and my ex-wife did everything she could to flip the narrative on me to be negative because I was strong. She did everything she could to talk junk about me. And People listened. Some of you silly people that was out there listening, I know you listen. I don't even have to guess about it. I know you listen. Not so much as because I got spiritual discernment, it's because I know you. And I know that you love gossip because you wasn't supporting me when I was giving positive things and when I was doing the narrative of helping the community and everything else. But as soon as you hear something negative and it comes from somebody that's so-called was close to me or so-called was in the same bed with me, you'll listen to that garbage. You'll even listen to the memoirs and the books of that person and take all the negativity. But when you find out the truth of the situation, it never gets republished. There's never an apology. Never an apology because you're negative in every aspect of the word. Forget about the good. Donald Trump can go around here and say that he's grabbing women's coochies and all kind of different things that he said, and he's still elected president. But when a black man like me stands strong and says, "No, I'm not taking it no more than we called negative and abusive." That's interesting, people. I've been called abusive because I tell truth and because I stand on the narrative of truth. There's a lot of people that can relate with what I'm saying out here. There's quite a few people that can relate with what I'm saying, and they definitely can tell you the same thing. But the best thing for us to do is to keep on pushing, even if we have to stand by ourselves, even if we have to stand alone. Hello, somebody. Right now, I've got one person working with me, working for me, and that's Heather Harrison. She's up in California. She's our head of administration and so on like that. Am I going to stop anything if Heather decides she's going to stop? No, I got to keep going. I got to keep on pushing. This is what gets my rocks off, not sex. The fact that we are fighting for a cause of justice, not so much is equality. I don't care about equality. What I care about is our place in history and in time, our place in the present and in the future. We're fighting for something that's used. I don't want a used position. I want a new position. Come on, somebody. I remember there was a Prince song a long time ago from the Under the Cherry Moon soundtrack, and I like it, called "New Position." We're building a new position, a new objective, a new narrative, if you will. Let's grab a hold of the negative one and flip it and twist it around and build something new. Telling you, I'm just getting warmed up. You think this is something? Wait for the next videos and all this other stuff. I start my Sabbath weekend classes tomorrow, and I just want some of y'all to, if you really want to learn truth of biblical history and truth of the Spirit and what He's saying, you just join me tomorrow on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. on the Central, and 6 p.m. on the Mountain and Pacific. The number is 339-207-7263. You don't have to dial any other number. It's just one number. Just come straight through, and you're going to get the education of a lifetime because I'm telling you, I'm going in hard. I'm going in hard teaching. And then I'm going in hard with these videos is bringing up narratives that we need to see. And notice I'm not inviting people on with me. I'm taking the responsibility of what I'm saying on myself. You're either with me or you're not with me. You either believe in what I say or you don't believe in what I say. Point blank. You know, it's incredible. It's incredible. Well, I'm not going to sit there and waste my time and keep on talking, but I'm going to continue. I just want to let people know that I'm going to continue with my prophecy talk, which is this show. And we're going to keep on bringing out things. Either you're with me or not with me. Either you believe in what I say, you don't believe in what I say. Either you get down with the program or you don't get down with the program. Either way you go. I'm Archbishop, and believe me when I say that, Archbishop Dr. Kifa Ben Israel signing off. You guys have a wonderful night. Get ready for me to be on your airways, stirring up trouble like I love to do. Shalom.